I'm John, and tonight I want answers about the eclipse and the Greater Snow Goose. There's no stopping us now, because we're live.
John wants answers. John wants answers. Give John answers. Give John answers. John wants answers. John wants answers. Give John answers now.
Check your calendar. If it says August 3rd, 2017, then we're live. My guest tonight is Keith Stattenfield.
It's a week earlier than normal.
A week earlier than normal. Normally we'd be on the 10th.
Yeah.
But then you are going to be out of town.
I'm out of town the 10th.
Where are you going?
I'll be on a plane.
Are you going to
like
Wyoming?
a week from now. No, I'll be going to Vegas.
Vegas?
Vegas.
Oh, what's in Vegas?
I have a conference in Vegas.
You can't tell me.
Well, I can't tell you. I have a
haven't
conference
Vegas,
in
stayed
Vegas.
in Vegas.
I haven't been to Vegas yet.
Oh, so you can tell me now.
Yes.
When you get back, you can't tell me where you were.
No. I will have been at a conference, though.
Okay.
All right.
Keith is my guest tonight because of his sunny disposition. See what I did there?
Yeah. It's theme appropriate.
We'll be taking your tweets. You can tweet us tonight at John Wants Answer. There's no S on the end because the S is for suck. We don't. You can tweet us. We'll read them later. And then if you don't like Twitter, I don't like Twitter, you can go to our website, johnwantsanswers.com. Click on Contact, and then your message will come straight to me, straight to this iPad, and I'll read it, and we'll both have a good time.
I know you keep saying you don't like Twitter.
Right?
Why don't you just not have a Twitter? Right, you could just say, go to my website and send me a message.
Because the kids today are on Twitter.
No. The kids today are on Snapchat.
Oh, do I need a Snapchat account?
Well, no, because you'd hate Snapchat.
Well, I hate Twitter. I just do things. My social media director, me,
Yeah.
sets me up with all these accounts.
Snapchat. You need Snapchat.
I need
Snapchat's what the kids are on these
Do
days.
I need chat roulette?
No.
Okay.
No. Although we could be on chat roulette.
Now Periscope.
I bet we can get the TriCaster to chat roulette us.
Periscope was a thing for a month a year ago. Is that still a thing?
Barely.
Okay. So no other that.
Now, it's all Facebook Live now.
Okay. We're on Facebook Live.
And Snapchat.
We'll be on Snapchat next month. We're on Facebook Live tonight. So while you're there, click the like button, like on my page, so I have more likes. I want to get likes.
How many likes do you have?
I haven't, like 256.
Wow.
I remember being very excited that it was like
a
2 to the
power of
8th
2?
power. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very exciting for me. But I think I might have.
The next is 512. I mean,
That's it.
every interesting one gets twice as hard.
Yeah. The first 10, the first 16 were easy.
Well, okay.
The first 8 were easy. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, how
Took me a
many
few episodes for 16.
how many relatives do you have?
The opinions stated here are my own, not necessarily those of my company, who shall remain nameless.
Your employer.
My employer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When your company sounds like you own it.
All right. So let's see the board of topics. Okay. So tonight on the show we have the sun and the moon,
Yeah.
Canadian wildlife,
Yeah.
Slinky, appliances of Malta, alternative underwear, and finally, creepy or hilarious.
Yeah.
So Keith, what do you pick today
Oh, I'm going to pick the sun and the moon.
for 200?
But again, back.
Eclipses. All right, Keith.
I need to.
Uh-huh.
The graphics used in this show are created by John Vink, not by me. Please sue John Vink.
Okay. Don't sue anybody. We're just having a good time here. Don't they use that like
Does that ever work? Has that ever worked?
on Saturday Night Live? They have made many spoofs of Jeopardy.
Yeah. They have a paid legal staff.
I'll just call them. Okay. What's an eclipse?
An eclipse, at least in the sense we're talking about now, is when either the moon is between the sun and the earth, so the moon blocks a fraction of the light from the sun from getting to the earth, and generally to the earth where you are.
Right.
Or a lunar eclipse, that's called a solar eclipse.
Right.
Lunar eclipse is when the earth is between the sun and the moon, and the earth blocks the light from hitting the moon.
Okay. I'm having a really hard time visualizing this in my head.
I know you are.
Okay.
If only we had a model.
If only we had something to use. So pretend this is the sun.
Okay.
Now normally the sun would be yellow.
Yes.
And it would be very bright and
Very
hot. I won't be
hot.
able to hold it.
Yeah.
Larger.
It is a little larger. I agree.
Right? Okay. So here's the sun.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have this. Imagine this is the Earth.
Okay. Not to scale.
Not to scale. Okay. So yeah.
Not actual size.
Nor to scale, because
Nor to
normally
scale.
if it's to scale, this has to be bigger. I could barely fit this in my car to get here. This is the biggest ball
you
I
should
could
have
bring.
you should have bought one of them like a 4x4s.
This is the biggest ball I could bring to the
I
studio.
feel like a pickup truck.
And just backed it up in there. But even then, like it'd be bigger than the
I agree.
studio.
No, you could not have got an actual size sun.
Okay.
In your truck. I
To
just
scale.
Just
No,
people. That's
actual
not going to
size.
happen.
Not even to scale. We're not
Well, to
saying-
scale we could. I mean, you
think so?
This and this would be a lot smaller, right? But we can get an Earth and a moon to scale if the sun was that size.
Okay. Well, I think we're getting sidetracked.
I mean,
here.
we can't put them all in the studio because, like, distance-wise, like if the Earth is this big, then that sun needs to be like 120 feet that way.
And the size of Mountain View. Okay.
Yeah, and it's bigger. No,
But
no.
we'll just pretend.
Okay, so like
playing
a
So-
solar eclipse
Right.
is like the Earth is here,
Uh-huh.
and then like the moon is here. The moon is about that far from the Earth, and the sun's much further away.
Much further
like
away.
Really, really far away, right?
Right.
Like that. See, then the
now the
light from the
sun
sun, it's
Sun's going this
really
way.
it's a lot further away. So the sun is closer to a point source. So most of the light is coming pretty much straight this way.
Mm-hmm.
And so this would cast a round shadow. It's not quite round because the Earth is curved.
Yeah.
Right, a roundish shadow on the Earth.
On the Earth. And so if you are a person
If you
in
were
that shadow,
in that shadow,
then you can't see the sun anymore.
then you would
right?
not see. Yeah, the sun would be gone.
So
But like all the rest of the sky would still be lit up because the light that's going around the moon is hitting the atmosphere, and then it's getting reflected and diffused, and it's going every direction. So it's not
Well, I heard
pitch black.
during a total eclipse, you can see the stars.
Pretty darn. Yeah, it's pretty black.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit of light that's
You
still
see
going to
like
make
an
it around.
aura around the moon or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then a lunar eclipse is the opposite, right? Lunar eclipse is the Earth is there, and then the moon is out here, and the Earth is blocking the sunlight.
Uh-huh.
And so if the moon is in exactly the right spot, then most of the light from the sun doesn't hit the moon. Still, some of it hits the moon because a little bit of it gets.
Okay. So we have words for this. Now,
Okay.
when during a total eclipse, you have the moon's umbra.
Yeah, the shadow. The
And
actual.
That's where it's dark.
Yes.
Now, if you're in the shadow, you don't see the sun. That's total eclipse.
Correct.
But in many areas, you'll have a partial eclipse.
right? Like it'd be a little off center.
So you will see
So like, if it was a little that away, then you'd see that edge
of the sun coming out.
right? And then the
Yeah.
moon is, going around this way while the Earth is slowly going this way. And so the moon would move across the sun.
Right.
So first you just see sun, and then you see a little bit of it, a bite taken out of it, and then that would slowly expand across and cover whatever fraction it was going to cover.
So the entire part of the partial eclipse on Earth, you can see the partial eclipse from, that's called the penumbra.
Yeah, penumbra.
So you have the umbra,
Yeah.
which is a cool area.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, that's the best place to be.
Best place. If you're not going to do umbra, just don't bother. And
That's
then
not true. No.
penumbra.
Even a partial eclipse is
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
Like we had a partial solar eclipse like 3 years ago here. It was cool.
I remember I saw a solar eclipse on May 20th, 2012.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Maker Fair Day, partial eclipse.
so my friend Harpreet, the sucker, was coming home from England, and I said, "I'll give you a ride from the airport." I get to the airport,
Yeah.
and I said, "Hey, you want to go and look at the eclipse?
Yeah.
It's up in like Reading." And
Yeah.
he's like, "Sure." And I think in his mind he thinks Reading is like right across the bridge
Yeah.
from San
He's not
Francisco.
good with
and it's there.
geography.
Right. No, it's
And
like
he does have a girlfriend, so he's got like no reason to go home.
so it's like a 5 or 6 hour drive.
Yeah, I know.
And he just got off a plane from England.
Yeah.
So poor guy.
Dumbass.
Anyways, if you look behind me right now, see behind me? No, not behind you. Behind me.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, not behind us. Behind me.
Yeah.
Yes. So these are pictures I took of an eclipse. Now this is an annular eclipse.
Yes.
So the moon was too far away
Yes.
from
The Earth.
the Earth. So so you can see it there. So this is where it started. The moon moved in front
Well,
of
it
the sun.
started before that, right? It slowly
It
slid
slowly
over.
moved, yeah. So this got like a cool picture. And then over here is where it's got in the middle of the sun, but it's too far away, so you can see the ring around the sun.
Yeah.
So when I was there in Reading,
It was still light out.
It was
Like,
light
like
out.
you'd be like, it was like overcast.
It felt like an overcast day.
Yeah.
That's it. So it was nothing special. They got cool pictures.
Yeah.
So does that mean that the moon doesn't have a circular orbit around the Earth, right? It's more like elliptical.
It is elliptical.
So sometimes the moon is closer, sometimes it's farther.
That's correct. Moves further and closer.
So for the total eclipse, it has to be.
It's got to be the right distance. Well, it's got to be
a certain distance or closer.
or closer. Yeah.
Right. So no one cares about the annular eclipse because that was boring.
Well, I thought it was cool.
I was there in the field.
Like
There's like three guys there.
That was Maker's Fair day. And we were at Maker's Fair, and they had the telescopes out, and we were looking at it. And I got home. I took a bunch of pictures.
you suckers only had like.
Yeah, we only
partial.
like
Partial.
70 or 80%.
Yeah. So that was a good time. 6.
I mean, you didn't.
Was it 5
what
years ago?
percentage was yours? Like 80%?
Well, it was like it would have been. It was total minus the ring.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, what percentage of the sun was covered?
I don't know. I didn't measure.
Yeah.
You saw the picture. It's
Yeah.
behind me. Let's say it's 80%.
Okay.
Let's say. Okay. So I'm going to demonstrate the difference.
Okay.
Okay. You hold the sun, and where's the moon? Where'd the moon go?
It's behind the Earth.
Oh, here's here. Okay.
It's
So-
always behind the Earth.
Okay. So lower the sun down.
Look
a
at how
little
strong I am. This thing's really heavy,
bit.
people.
So here's the moon, right? So you have to. Oh, you have to put the sun back up. Okay. Here's the moon, right? And so it's getting closer to the Earth. So pretend you at home are on the Earth. Pretend you're on the Earth. And so here we go.
Yeah, this is never
It's
going to
getting
work.
bigger. It's getting bigger.
It's getting blurry.
Okay. So now
Up, up,
up. Now
up.
that's
A little
an
closer,
annular eclipse.
Closer.
And now, wait for it. Okay, this is total eclipse. Look at that, total eclipse.
Yeah.
And then now
Fingers.
it's annular. And now, see,
Well,
it
no, it's not.
passes by.
It's never going to go from total eclipse to annular.
Right. Yeah, it won't do
That's
that.
not how it works.
It is going to pass in front like that. Okay.
I'm glad you're able to do that demonstration because I'm sure people at home were confused before that. Whereas now they're
Now-
like the moon is a blurry thing that gets very, very close to my television set.
Well, I think people have seen moons before.
Well, one moon, really.
Now, if you look behind you, you can see that's a lunar eclipse. So in the first picture, it was a full moon,
Yeah.
and then the Earth started getting in the way of the sun. So then you see a little notch sticking out.
The Earth's shadow
You can see the Earth's shadow
swept across the moon.
on the moon. So the
Yeah.
first picture you see it starting to move over.
Yeah.
And then in the next picture, let's look behind Keith again. Now duck down. Okay, that's where, see, almost all the moon is then covered up. And then the third picture, it gets really weird. The moon looks red.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks to have a red looking, so when it's all in shadow, it turns red.
Well, it didn't turn red.
Well, I mean, I'm sure if you went to the moon, it wouldn't actually be red. But it looks red to us.
Yes.
Why does it look red? Do you know why?
Because the wavelengths of light that manage to make it are the red ones. Those
Oh.
are the longer wavelengths,
Uh-huh.
and they get bent a little more around the Earth,
Ah, okay.
and those are the ones that hit the moon still.
I had to get up at 4:45 in the morning and take those pictures.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it had to happen at night.
So yes, there's a nighttime, and that you can only see that during full moon.
Correct. The
It's
moon
only-
has to be on the far side of the Earth,
Right. So it's full moon
on the
always.
far side of the sun.
And when we see the total solar eclipse, the moon
New
is
moon.
always it's all the new moon
Yeah.
because all the light's hitting the other side of the moon that we can't see.
Well, yeah. Assuming there is no side of the moon.
So we're not going to be able to see the moon coming, are we? If we look at
Well,
the
we'll know where it
eclipse-
is.
Well, you can't see it.
Well, you can see the moon in the sky
Well, no, it's going to be a new moon. Like we're going to watch a solar eclipse.
during the day. You can see the moon during the day
It'll be
because
a-
light hits the Earth and bounces off the Earth and then hits the front half of the moon and then
Really?
bounces back to us.
Okay,
Have you never seen the moon during the day?
I have, but like not a full day moon. No, it's impossible, right? It won't be full moon during the day. I could see.
It would always be full moon. I mean, you always are going to see the entire moon during the day.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't take any astronomy classes in college. No.
Too much statistics and
I had a lot of computer
Business.
science and math in the first year.
yeah, yeah,
In second year.
yeah.
Then we need to take sociology classes later on. I didn't like that. Okay.
But no, like astronomy for science majors.
No,
That's just called astronomy.
I was in a science major. I was in business. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I keep forgetting.
We're getting sidetracked. The solar eclipse, man, it's going to affect our energy, isn't it?
No,
No? Won't all the solar panels turn off?
very briefly.
Okay. So we're going to be fine.
Yes, yes.
Don't worry about
I
it.
mean, only a very tiny part of the Earth is in the moon shadow.
Right.
Like the entire rest of the front of the planet, still getting
But 60 miles wide. So
like
if you had-
75 miles wide. Yeah,
if you
yeah.
had solar power plants, they're going to,
Yeah,
during
yeah, but-
total eclipse, they're going to turn off, completely turn off, like it's midnight.
like at night.
Yeah, like
yeah,
at nighttime.
for 3 minutes.
Okay.
But I mean, if people have solar cells, they deal with cloudy days.
Okay. Can we look at the sun?
We shouldn't.
We shouldn't look at
I
the
mean,
sun.
we can. Lots of people have looked at the sun.
Okay.
I mean, generally they use telescopes and filters.
So during the eclipse, can I just be staring at the sun?
No,
and
do
going,
not do that.
Look,
Well-
look at that.
if you are in the path of totality, and if you look at the sun only during totality, you can look straight at it.
Okay.
Because
No,
again, all the light is being blocked by the moon.
Right. But there's going to be many points before that.
But yeah, there's like an hour before that and an hour after
And if
that.
you're here in California, it's only going to be like
It's not even.
80%.
It's not totality in California.
Right. So in those times,
in California,
don't
don't
look
look
at
at
the
the sun at all during the eclipse or any other time.
Is it more dangerous during eclipse to look at the sun than
No.
a regular day, or it's
Well,
equally?
no, it's worse. I mean, if half the sun is blocked by the moon, then you're getting half as much sunlight into your eyes when you're staring at it.
Okay.
But like staring at the sun when you're seeing 3% of sunlight is bad for you. So don't do it.
People say like only looking at the sun for a few seconds can cause permanent damage. But like if you've ever driven a car into the sunset, you got to be looking like at the sun kind of squintily
Yeah.
the whole
yeah,
time because otherwise you'll crash off the road.
Yeah.
So like
But first you're looking through glass, which
Like
is
a windshield.
blocking most of
Yeah.
the UV light
okay.
and the higher wavelengths.
So look at the eclipse in
And-
your car.
When the sun is near the horizons, it's going through a lot more atmosphere,
Okay.
so it's blocked more of the energy.
So
Why
only
it
look
looks
at the
red
eclipse during
near the
sunrise and sunset.
horizon and doesn't look red when it's high in the sky.
Okay.
But it's still not a great idea to stare at the sun.
So instead of staring at
near-
the sun, I heard we should get one of these.
Yeah.
These are solar glasses.
Yeah.
And I got mine for free. Free at the library.
Yeah.
Many libraries have free these glasses. Now I can't see a thing. Now actually I can see a thing. I can see there's a light in that direction looking at me, and a light over there and that. That's about it. I can't see
that's it.
anything else. I took these outside the other day and looked at the sun, and it looked like a kumquat.
Yeah.
It's like a very small looking round
yeah,
orange piece of
orangish,
fruit.
yellowish thing.
And it was interesting to look at the sun directly.
See any sunspots?
No.
You need a telescope to see sunspots. So the answer is no.
So get these. Now make sure they're scams. Make sure you get ISO 12312-2
Certified. Yeah.
certified. And now, but the thing is, a lot of these, scammers actually just put that number on their glasses anyways,
Yes.
and they're fake and they're going
well,
to kill you.
hopefully not all of them.
So I think if you go to a library that seems reputable, they'll probably be the real ones.
If you buy it from a reasonably reputable merchant,
If you pay $1, you're going to go blind. How much do we have to pay to not go blind?
I pay a buck. Pay a buck and a half
buck? Buck and a
for.
Okay.
I bought 20 of them for $25.
Okay. And if you can also look at the eclipse using a colander. You take a colander, put it in the kind of direction of the sun, and look in the opposite direction. You can see all these little holes.
Pegboard is great.
Pegboard.
Like get a big piece of pegboard, because then it casts shadows. Each shadow is a flipped version of the sun.
Very cool.
So like during the last eclipse, I took a bunch of pictures of my driveway because I have a tree across the street.
Right.
And the sun filtering through the tree, through the leaves, I just had hundreds of little hemispherical, crescent-shaped suns. It's beautiful.
Cool looking.
Beautiful.
Okay. Let's go to the next topic. Let's see the topic board. All right, Keith, what do you pick?
I'm going to say Canadian wildlife.
Canadian Wildlife 200.
Because I love Canadian wildlife.
And what do we see? It's a Greater Snow Goose.
Oh, the Greater Snow Goose. It's much better than the Lesser Snow Goose.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
The greater snow goose is one of 3 kinds of white goose in North America and is distinguished by its 1 1/2 meter wingspan and black wingtips. Their narrow, high bill has serrated edges, which enables them to feed on the roots of plants. In their remote Arctic breeding grounds, the nest is protected during the incubation period by the gander. The goslings hatch in mid-July and have until early September to prepare for their long southern migration. In 1900, there were only an estimated 3,000 birds. But today, as a result of careful wildlife management, their numbers exceed 200,000. For more information on the Greater Snow Goose, please contact the Canadian Wildlife Service in Ottawa.
Whereas this half of the
And we're back.
light is going to be missing.
And we are going to take your tweets. Now, we actually have tweets.
What?
I know. I know. Okay.
I'm surprised given how bad of a reputation Twitter has and the fact that we're never going to use it again.
Okay. This one came in after last month's episode.
Oh, okay. So it's not a real tweet during the show.
This one's not live during the show. It was from John Thompson, and he asks, "Where do I get Staten F's sick hat? Where can we get the sick hat you were wearing?"
Which
last
hat?
month?"
What I was wearing last time?
It's like a Pez.
Like a fez?
Fez.
I had a friend of mine made that hat for me custom, so you can't.
Why did you get a custom-made hat?
Because I paid her to make me a custom fez.
Okay, so why can't he pay her to make a custom one for him?
Because she doesn't make custom fezzes anymore. Because she got a real job and doesn't need to make
Oh.
custom fezzes to get by anymore.
So no hats for you.
I mean, I'm sure. Go to Etsy.
Okay.
I'm sure there's someone on Etsy that sells custom fezzes.
Dave Akond,
Dave.
3 hours ago. So
Wow.
he was like,
Today.
"Oh my God, today. Oh my, OMG, 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 I can't wait." He has been looking forward to this show for at least 3 hours.
Yeah, we got to get Dave a girlfriend or boyfriend or dog. Something.
People like the show.
Well, person. I mean, people is really assuming
had-
facts, not in evidence.
I've had people come to me and tell me how much they love my show. At a party. I was at a party at your house. And the guy
Oh.
said, "Hey, I saw the show with you and Keith, and it was really great."
Yeah,
And stop doing the lawsuit thing. Stop doing the courtroom drama. It's stupid.
Yeah, I agree with that part.
Okay.
Do keep in mind that most parties at my house, I serve alcohol.
Yeah.
So
he
you can't.
did seem kind of drunk.
You can't necessarily assume people are.
But drunk people can't make up knowing about a show that they didn't know
But
about.
they can make up liking a show.
Okay. But he looked at the kind of guy
Like really drunk people are always friendly, is what I'm saying.
he looked like he was drunk a lot. So
Yeah,
he must
yeah.
like my show every time he sees it.
Wow, that's good to know.
Okay. Hey, we got a tweet came in while I was just saying that. Mahalo for the Eclipse knowledge. I don't know what that means.
Mahalo.
Mahalo?
It's a Hawaiian word for thank you, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, you are welcome. All right, let's see our next topic. Let's see the topic board. What do you have next?
I'm
right.
going to go sun and the moon for 400.
All right,
I'm
let's
trying to
see what
get to
that is.
1,000 points this show.
What's the total solar eclipse? Okay, it's no mistake. We are doing this show because there's a total solar eclipse coming up this month.
Yes.
When? August 21st,
August
right?
21st.
That's a Monday.
Correct.
They really should have planned that, I think, for a Sunday or a Saturday instead.
Yeah, you get a lot better.
Yeah, because now Monday,
Turnout.
you got like middle of the day, work day.
Yeah, it's like
You
in
have to-
August, like kids are back in school.
Uh-huh. You gotta walk out of work, like at 11, here it's gonna be 11 a.m. You gotta walk out in the parking lot with all the smokers and like, look,
Yeah.
the sun. Actually, no, don't do that. Do this.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude.
Where you're
Look, the sun.
purloined from a library. Did you give them money or anything?
No, was supposed to.
Well, you should like.
I went to an Eclipse event and they handed them out for free.
Yeah. You should have given like $20 to the library.
$20?
You're rich.
I'm not rich.
You are rich. You have a car that takes diesel.
If you missed that eclipse, next
Yeah.
one's not until 2024.
2030.
That's what I had, 2024.
2038.
No.
Oh, in America. 2038 in America.
20, yeah. Now, the last one we had
Yes.
was 1979.
In America.
So why? Because if the thing is happening like this, whoop, 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 right? You
Yes.
think every month you should have a total.
Well, you would, right? But see first of all, see the moon. See the moon is like a little off kilter,
Oh.
right? And the Earth is tilted right, and so the moon is kind of sliding up and down in space. So a lot of the time,
Oh.
right there's a shadow, just totally misses the Earth.
It's off in space. So
Yeah.
like Mars is getting the shadow.
Like
instead.
some other space civilization somewhere notices like the light from our sun, like dims a tiny amount every
Right.
so often, and then they go, well, that must be a planet getting in the way.
The drachnoids from Arfis 9.
Yes.
I'm making that
we
up.
Don't
Okay.
talk about the drachnoids on
Public access
on
TV.
television, John.
Okay, sorry. Where's the best place to see this eclipse in August?
In America.
Let's see a map.
Yeah,
Look at the map.
there. Yeah.
So I figured it out for you. It's 70 miles wide, this eclipse thing.
Yeah. 35
And-
miles each way.
It's going to hit Oregon. That's where it's going to start.
Yeah.
And it's going to go to Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska, a little slice of Kansas.
Yeah.
Barely worth mentioning.
Barely worth mentioning.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Or as my friend calls it, Missouri.
Misery.
Kentucky, Tennessee, and South Carolina.
South Carolina,
So
yeah.
suck it, North Carolina.
Suck it, North Carolina.
But they'll see a partial. Everyone's going to. Everyone sees a partial,
everyone
right?
in the whole northern hemisphere, everyone in the whole North America sees some form of a partial eclipse.
So I heard all these towns that are going to be total eclipsed are going to explode with people.
Could be.
For example, Oregon, the entire state,
Yeah, like Portland
has like
is
4
just a
million
disaster.
people.
Yeah.
And they're expecting like 1 million people, like a quarter of the population, to just go to Oregon to watch the sun.
Think so?
That's what I heard.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
How are they going to get there?
Drive. Well, if I was here, I would drive. But I like road trips. But like,
Yeah, but even so, I mean, the roads are only 3 lanes wide.
Yeah.
How do
it's
you
gonna
put a
be
million
crazy.
people on a 3-lane wide road?
I don't know. This is going to be crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I heard crazy things. I heard you have to rent a space in a field for $20 to stand in your little,
Box.
4x4 box to look at the sun. Now,
That's highway robbery.
couldn't you
Well,
see
except it's in
the
a park.
sun from anywhere? Like
Yes.
the Walmart parking lot, you can see the sun.
Yes. Well, there might be, yes.
Any
Again, remember, it's at like 11 o'clock in the morning. So the sun will be high enough that
anywhere that's not like trees aren't in the
anywhere
way.
that's not yet. Well, I don't think trees will be that high, but like buildings. Like
So-
New York. If you were in New York,
New York City.
yeah, there's buildings in the way all the time.
Okay, so don't be in
Don't
downtown
be in-
Portland
don't be
looking
in-
at.
Build in a
the
place with tall buildings.
Now
Unless you
I
can
was
stand
looking.
on top of the building.
I was looking for hotels.
Yes.
I was going to go first to Wyoming to watch this thing.
Okay.
Because it was
Why not?
close-ish.
Wyoming.
Right on. And I looked at hotels. At Best Western Hotel, which is fine hotel.
Fine hotel.
But not luxury. They wanted $1,000 a night.
Wow.
$1,000.
Wow.
And I was like,
just
no.
just like those 3 nights though.
No, per night.
That's what I'm saying. But let's
Yeah,
just
one
like
night.
within a day of the eclipse, so one side or the other.
Right.
Yeah. Like in September, they're not getting $1,000.
Right. So I kept on looking on the map, going farther and farther east.
Yes.
So I had Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay.
And the place I found, they ain't got the memo yet about the eclipse, I guess.
No, they didn't.
And
No.
regular price. I paid like 3 nights, 2 nights I'm staying there, like $150 a night.
Yeah. How you-
Downtown Lincoln. It's going to
Yeah.
be great.
Where are you going to be a day before that?
Colorado Springs.
Yeah. What's the hotel costing in Colorado Springs?
I have to.
Why aren't they charging $1,000? I mean, they're close enough.
Well, because the day before, no one's staying there to see the eclipse.
I'm just saying, you could have just stayed in Colorado Springs and then driven 5 hours north and seen the eclipse.
I want to drive.
And driven
half
back
an
to
hour-
Colorado Springs.
I want to drive half an hour south instead of 5 hours north.
But you're driving like an extra 11 hours to get to Lincoln instead of Colorado Springs.
But that'll be in Lincoln.
Whatever.
Okay.
It seems crazy. Like I'm in Colorado Springs.
Hey, we're out of time.
Good Lord.
So, let's see how many points you got here.
I got 1,000 points.
I don't know. You got
Do I
200
get the goose points?
and 400. No, I'm not going to give you any points for the. You didn't say anything about the goose.
I did say stuff about the goose. Is my mic off?
Okay, I'm going to get 600 points for you. So good job. Our next episode is September 14th, unless unless you're out of town again.
I think I'm back in town. I mean, I know I'm back in town.
Oh, okay, good. So September 14th is our next episode. Stay tuned now for Deep Connect. And then after that, it's What the Bleep? That's Jim Tooth's show. Funny
Yeah,
show.
I know.
I was on it last
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
All right. Good show.